Hello everyone, I'm Wani. I feel honored to be here today with our wonderful panel and I will introduce myself first. My name is Nur Shazwani Izati binti Yusof, your moderator for today, and now I would like to introduce you guys our awesome panel. Here we got Miss Raina Shafia um, and Miss Nur Faiza
Hello guys.
and last one is Miss Najwa Ayumi. Hi. Okay, today we're going to talk about nowadays the new generation does not show much interest and passion in practicing the Malaysian cultural heritage, and we will discuss on how we can promote this heritage among the new generation. Okay, our group has chosen batik to discuss. Okay, first of all, let me explain a little bit information about batik. What is batik? In simple terms, batik is an art to decorate clothes with wet and reset. Not derived from the Japanese word amma to white and titik dot. Batik is an old form of art which loosely translates mean to dot, while some have even translated it as wet writing or drawing with a broken line. Batik is essentially a crafted fabric that need to undergo the delicate and rapid process of waxing, dyeing, and milling, where it is used as a means of flame blocking in the coloring process. Every part of the fabric that remains untouched by a certain color has to be covered with wax. Okay, type of batik. In Malaysia, there are two types of batik, hand-drawn batik and stamp batik. Batik in its primitive form is found to exist 2,000 years ago in Persia and Egypt. In China and Japan, batik pattern clothes has been used since the 7th and 8th centuries, while in Malaya, batik was first introduced in the 15th century. In Malaysia, the importance of batik has become significant over the past few years after silk batik was used as a certain official dress, especially for those who serve in government bodies. For men, batik can be worn at dinner function. Women wear the fabric as part of formal dress, combining batik with modern fashion. The Malaysian government encouraged civil servants to wear batik during the first day of the month. In Sabah, teachers are encouraged to wear batik shirt or baju kurung to school on Thursday. Usually, the school will have particular pattern fabric which will be provided to every teacher to take to the tailor, so that their clothing matching. Batik is the ultimate cultural heritage. Malaysian batik is known as one of the most famous traditional handcraft in Malaysia. According to the story, batik was first introduced in Kelantan. In fact, it was earlier than that. Around the 1770, a type of batik known as rainbow batik was introduced. Until now, Malaysia batik clothing companies are mostly concentrated in the state of the East Coast, namely Kelantan, Terengganu, and Pahang. Malaysia batik is famous for the geometric design. The production method of batik Malaysia is quite different from Japanese batik in Indonesia, which is the pattern is larger and smoother and simpler. In line with the concept of Malaysia, the Malaysian government also recognized Malaysia batik as the national dress for every level of general population by providing local designer to create new batik design that reflect Malaysia identity. Okay, let's go to the question. Okay, for the first question, we will give it to Ms. Faiza. Okay, why do you think that this cultural heritage is still important or relevant to the younger generation?
Yes, Assalamualaikum. Thank you to moderator. Okay, in general, batik fabric is the one of the most popular traditional handcraft product in Malaysia because it is a product that is the widely cultivated in the actual state by using the cutting technique and liquid wax to the option certain design motif. There are also batik pattern that proceed that painting and apply technique. In addition, It can also revive the batik style among the local community, especially among the younger generation. From what I see, traditional culture and art are disappearing as the younger generation adapt to a more global and modern world. In my opinion, the cultural heritage of the batik is still important and relevant to the younger generation because it's symbolic the identity of the country because our traditional culture practice symbolic to the pluralistic nature of our society. For example, the unique of the traditional clothing of the variation wrist with the variation cut shape and the way of the wearing and the colorful can also attract foreigner tourists to the travel our country while with the uniques of the batik. In addition, Malaysian batik are arts according to the country and the culture in the certain area. In Malaysia, Malaysian batik is known as a field of the traditional handcraft that is the famous and loved by all walks of the life. Other than that, tracing the history of the Malaysia batik, which is full of their own unique batik motifs in Malaysia are heavily influenced by environments such as flora and fauna. In the result, from the sensitivity and observation of the traditional society. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much to Miss Faiza for the good explanation. Okay, for the next question to Miss Aina, how can we cultivate in interest of the younger generation to preserve this cultural heritage? What are the measures that can be taken?
Okay, thank you to the moderator, Wani. The traditional art of batik is very important for future generation. Although batik is quite rare to see how it is produced for some people, it's very important for us to preserve the batik. Efforts to preserve the heritage of batik art can be done by preserve material or things related to batik. Among the steps that can be taken is holding a batik exhibition every year. It's because the young generation can recognize and know the produce of the technology. Indirectly, they will better understand the traditional art of batik. For example, exhibition can be held at school or university. In addition to that, what step can be taken is that activity at school or university can be included with the traditional art. It's because it can give opportunities to the younger generation who are interested in batik to follow it. With that, the traditional art of batik will continue to grow. And the next step is to ask social media platform to influence especially the younger generation. It's because it always allows the public to know what the batik. For example, making a video only about the traditional art of batik, then the preservation of the traditional art of batik is very important to be in and as a teaching material for future generation if they try to understand and want to deep it. Yes, thank you.
We no doubt about that. You're absolutely right, Miss Aina. Okay, thank you. What are the impact of this cultural heritage to the economy and to the tourist sector in our country? Miss Najwa, can you answer this question? The question is very advanced and I'm curious to know about it.
Okay, thank you for the question. The impact of the culture resting on the economic transit sector in the country is the
of the latest fastest-growing global batik market. So, culture and creative industry are interested to promote, market, and interest the competitive and entrepreneurial. Many locations are now activity batik development. They are thanks to integrated country asset as the way competitive entries is an entries competitive process batik and agree a local determinants in the face globalization. So can be the interest impact interest tax renewal our personal income to improve living standard and more job opportunities, societal effect as or associated with international between people is a different impact. We have to both direct effect including degradation of habit, vegetation, water quality, water body, water level, and just the inner nature but snow and the indirect effect such as the investment harvesting a natural resource to supply batik and to be the for the tolerance and also positive and the last for local reservation to short team of this disease transformation root and level of dream as toward the batik. Thank you. This is my impact for the country. Wow, that is really the good answer, Ms. Najwa. Okay. Do you want this cultural heritage to be practiced by future generation? Who can state the answer for this question?
Okay, in my opinion, yes, I want the cultural heritage that is the traditional art of batik to be practiced by the next generation so that they don't forget about the culture heritage. This is because the Western culture that exists today has had a bad effect on the younger generation because them will forget about the culture heritage in this country.
Okay, for my opinion, culture have a practice for future generation. Of course, our history is bit boring for some people, but it is very important for us to feel first the history address before the processes historical and given the material or to relate or to the story. So can Batini conventional story is very important because they are method help with this will able to pivot and become teaching a material for business generation. So it's the very understand to deepen his story. This is my opinion.
For my opinion, it's relevant because in this area is most of the younger generation use batik clothing as the trend and the fashion. So it's the relevant to it's more attractive. Thank you. That's all from me.
Oh, I see. Thank you very much, you guys, for the best answer. Okay. For the conclusion, the main point from the discussion is the purpose of this discussion is to introduce the cultural heritage found in Malaysia more widely. In addition to this, it is also to attract the interest and open the eyes of the new generation so that they can practice the Malaysian cultural heritage within themselves so that the heritage in Malaysia will not become out of the date and be lost to time. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.